Hey YouTubers, what's going on? This is D-Ray here, and I'm at Heritage Park here in Tennessee. And what you're looking at there is the tennis courts, and that big wall is a handball court. Next is basketball court, and we move over to the playground. Hope you can see it. There's a swing set, and right there center screen is a pavilion. Right at on the very far right is they've got a big old honking grill in there. And when my daughter was 3 years old, she joined Head Start, and Head Start involves the 3 and 4 year olds, and it tries to get single parents involved. And they got me to do all the cooking, all the grilling, and I was in there, you know, cooking away. And a lot of parents are notorious for not ever showing up for anything that has to do with their children. So I'm there cooking away, and all these adults come up to me and say, "Hey Don, I like mine like this," and "Hey Don, how's this?" You know, and I have no idea who these people were, but they were parents, but they never showed up for any of the activities unless there's free food. But anyway, they move on over. There's a softball field right behind it there, and there's a volleyball net. And we move on over to, guess what? It's another creek. Well, actually, it's the same creek that I showed you before in Memorial Park, but it's way, way down. This is barely 2 feet wide here. It meanders all through Athens. So let me set this for me to sit down, and I will be right there. All right. What's going on? What's going on? I just want to take this time to talk about regrets. I remember seeing some vids about regrets, you know, if you had any. I'd say through all our adult years, we've all had many regrets that has happened to us, and I just like to talk about one that happened to me, where if I'd said one word instead of another word, a whole lot of things would have been different. So let me take you way back to about 1971, 72, not sure on the year there. I was newly married and had a baby, and my cousin, who was older than me, worked downtown, well, not downtown, in a suburb of Chicago at Johnson & Johnson's. You know, they make all the medical supplies and everything. But he didn't work in the plant. He worked in the computer office. You hear what I said there? Computer. So after I graduated and, you know, knocked around a little piddly ass jobs, his mom and my mom were sisters, and they were talking, and they said that he could probably get me on there in the computer section. I said, I was just a dumb kid. I didn't know anything then. I said, "Oh, okay, sure." So I drove all the way down there. It took about an hour and 15 minutes from where we lived, way out in the south suburbs. This was closer to Chicago. And you know, filled out an application there in the office, in the waiting room. And my cousin worked back in there in the computer section, and also working there was my father-in-law's brother. We didn't know it at the time, but they had been working together for a long time. Then come to find out I was marrying his niece. Small world, huh? So anyway, I filled out the application, turned it in, and sat down. And one of the guys behind the counter there, you know, in the office, called me up to the door, you know, little sliding glass door, and they said, well, everything looks okay, Don. We just need to ask you, would you consider going to school? And me being just graduated from high school, you know, 12, 13 years of school, and not knowing any better, and which my cousin did not say a word that I would probably have to go to school to learn computers. I didn't know any better. I just thought I'd go in there and get a job, start working, you know. So he asked me that, and you know what I said. I said no. Now can you just imagine if I had said yes? They would have sent me to school to learn computers, and this was in 71, 72. That would have been over 30 years ago, and who knows, I probably wouldn't have gotten sick like I did, and probably, if I'd have stuck with it, been retired, well off, with a pension. Who knows where it led? But you also have to look at the other side of the coin. Because I did say no, everything up to this point has happened to me. You know, all my experiences, children, family, everything, even YouTube. So you can look at it two ways. To this day, I just don't understand why he never told me that, well, you know, you probably have to go to school. You know, if they just told me something like that, I said, oh, really? Well, oh, okay. But they didn't say a word. And years later after that, my uncle, this wasn't the father of my cousin, he married another one of my mother's sisters. And we were just talking one day, and he said, man, I still don't understand why you didn't get on there at J&J. And I told him, oh, that was totally my fault. They asked me if I wanted to go to school, and I told them no. So, that's my regret story. Like I say, who knows what would have happened if I had said yes. You never know what's going to happen. Like I said, everything that did happen to me was because I said no at that time. But anyway, well, I guess I'll see you all later. TTYS.